Today, we're looking at a signature pedal, and I'm pretty sure, I hope that Mr. Signature Pedal Guy doesn't watch this, because I don't know the dude. I have no idea. I'm going to judge this based on what it is, and I have some issues with it based on what it is, because it's a signature pedal and the guy wanted certain things. But that's okay. If the guy wanted certain things, that's fine. But I kind of think it has to also work for people that are not a big fan of Signature Pedal Man's music. So, before we can do anything, we're going to have to take it out of the box. And it's a nice box because it's an Eventide box, which means it comes with all the nice things. And I think it even has Eventide has a power pluggy, and it's got these cool things that we're going to get into that show you presets. But how do you get to the presets? That's annoying. Well, there's annoying stuff, but that's how he wanted it, Mr. White. Why is everything yellow that he does if his name is White? Well, I don't know. The box. So before I bitch about stuff, before I bitch about stuff, here's some nice product shots and some crazy shit sounds. How in the world do you use that in a musical context? I'm going to take an octave down baritone bass 6 type of guitar and show ya. So, Jack White, I honestly know nothing. White Stripes, okay, Seven Nation Army is the one song I know, and it's annoying to me. I don't know the man. I don't know his music. I don't know what he does. I know that lately he's turned into a bit of a gear whore. That's not wrong, because we all are. That's why you're watching this, because you want the gear. Now, he has the status of people want to build gear for him, and then why not? And I kind of like that he goes in a million different directions. He could go to the big companies and say, build me cool shit, and Fender has. And I have to say, even though I haven't played it, that very expensive Fender combo that he's got, with I think a 15 and a 10 in it, and it's got stereo within, that's original, and that's cool. And then he's got a pretty overpriced telly, which not my thing, but fine. And then an acoustic sonic, which I would stay away from in any case because I don't like those guitars. But 3 things from Fender, way to go, Mr. White, getting that shit done. And then he went to a smaller French company and had a spring reverb done, because Anna Sounds knows how to do spring reverb. Pretty cool. I don't have one, I didn't review it, but what I saw, cool stuff. And he went to an all-in-one pedal, budget for his fans, and worked with Donna in China. Pretty cool. Now, when you are going for synth sounds and tracking and pitch stuff, you go to Eventide. And that's what he did, which is smart. And that's why we have the knife drop. Sorry, Jack, I called you a gear whore, but you are. And that's probably why your fans love you. At least the guitar players, because we all are. It's not a bad thing. Knife drop. So Patrick from Eventide gave this to me at Guitar Summit and said, do your thing. And here I am doing my thing. Calling a signature artist a hero. But we all are. It's got 6 parameters. There is space for 6 knobs on it. All the other Eventide pedals of that form factor have 6 knobs. For some reason, Jack White decided I only want 3. I think it is because he barely touches the other 3 parameters, which are attack, resonance, and cutoff. And if you can't touch them, you also don't accidentally fiddle with them. I find it rather annoying. But okay. So the way that this works versus the other Eventide pedals, which usually have 12 changeable parameters, you've got 6. Synth, drive, and level. Why synth? Well, this is a synth pedal. It creates a monophonic, 1 note at a time, synthesizer note. But you can also have the guitar in there and an octave down or octave up or both or whatever. So there's additional octaves fed into the drive. There is the synth fed into the drive, which could only be synth if you wanted to, and your drive signal. So 3 different things go into the drive. And then you make it loud. How much, so this would be only my guitar. How much synth are you mixing in? So that's the mix for the synth. How much of the ultra, like kind of a bit drive, and then massively gnarly drive-topia. And then how loud do you want it? If you hold this, featuring 3 alternate endings. I'm like, why 3? It's just 2 functions. Well, because it's attack, resonance, and cutoff. Now I get it. So you hold this in, and now you have the attack of the filter. The resonance, how peaky is it? That moves around, so... And then the cutoff, where does it do its thing? So it's doing an envelope kind of thing. So you're hitting the guitar, and as the guitar dies down, it goes... You know, you get the idea. Where it's eye for an eye, it's icky. But it's got the typical yellow Jack White kind of thing. Oh, he also has a game changer audio pedal that I reviewed. So, yeah. Active means active. And pushing this. So this does different, I think this is octaves up and down. And changing this, I forgot. Is the filter pre-distortion or post-distortion? Well, post-distortion, it would be, what is post-distortion? Is it green or red? Filter post-distortion. Red is post-distortion, so that would be more noticeable because you first generate all that harmonic content and then you filter it. You have 5 presets. It also has MIDI and all that stuff. Accessing them cannot be done with the pedal. That annoys me. On the other Eventide pedals, you can. By holding in this, you click through it, and then you activate with the active. And that's how you pick one of the presets. You can't do that here, because let's say you are on, I'll show you how I did that, on this, by holding in octaves, it always goes back to preset 1. That is clearly a preferred way of doing it for the white man. That sounds wrong. Poor Jack White. I'm sorry. Because he probably has his favorite preset right there that he just has to go to as much as he can. Okay, I wish there were 3 more knobs so we didn't have to do the dancing with the secondary switch. It makes it look simpler, but it isn't necessarily simpler. In the back, we got an input, which you can switch to stereo using an insert cable. Stereo out, which I'm using, but it doesn't really do much. I think it's important when you're going stereo in. Expression is how I'm switching right now. You also have, with this thing, we're going to get to that, but you can also, of course, use an expression pedal to do 2 different settings and morph between them. There is 9 volt, and here is a mini USB. Why is it mini? Well, because it's based on an older platform, and they just haven't updated that. That should be USB-C Eventide, and you know it, but you're using an older platform. I don't think any new pedal now should have USB Mini, but TC Electronic has done it too. It's okay. We love you anyway. You can use the H90 control software on a desktop to edit this pedal if you choose, but it is rather simple, so you don't really need to. Okay, now we can see on the green and red lights that right now we're actually, filter is pre-drive, and the red above the octaves means upper and sub octaves, and the green would mean upper octaves only. Fairly simple pedal. Now, how do you switch presets? Well, either with MIDI, which makes sense. You could also control each of the parameters with MIDI. But I have a Barn 3 pedal on the table right here. So thank you to Barn 3, Perfecto Castro hooked me up. I've got several ones of these 2 buttons and 3 button foot switches. Now I put the pedal in 3 button mode, which now means down, up. So the first 2 foot switches are down and up. And so I got down, up, and this will select the preset. So let's do this. We're going to start with these cue cards, these cheaty cards, which show us where the parameters are for the 5 different presets. We're going to hold this, which will get me back to preset 1. I'll overlay these cards, and now you can see that's where attack is. That's where synth would be set. So pretty much right here. We got drive and resonance right there. Cutoff is way low, but output would be there. So that's how that works, okay? Let's play it. Let's see what presets are hiding under the hood. And yes, I'm wearing yellow, because this is, of course, an STS Okita. Brilliant guitar, sustainably made, all in Germany, German hardware, German woods, German pickups, everything. Amazing guitar. What guitar you use with this really doesn't matter too much because, what are you hearing? You're hearing the Tone King Royalist. I could go into a different amp. Yes, I also have the Plex on from Friedman. Based on these sounds, does it really matter? You probably don't want your amp to drive. You probably want a cleaner amp. And probably his combo from Fender, whatever it's called, something stereo thing, is a good idea. You want it big and maybe some stereo-ness if it can do that. I step down, I activate with my Bond 3 triple thing. It's called the 3. Aux 3. And now we're on preset number 2. It's an inspiring pedal. The idea is not to have this on all the time. Holy Lord Moses, no. Don't do that. You're gonna use that for 2 or 3 situations live. Maybe come out on stage and go boom, go like this to the audience and, have everyone go nuts. You're gonna use it sparingly, but when you use it, it's freaking cool. So 2 notes, not really, but the real guitar, the dry guitar can be in there. Oh, wait, we're on 2. Let's see. Where is it set? Well, the synth is set here, so we're hearing some of the... It's set right about here. So we're hearing some of the actual guitar. No, do not play Smoke on the Water with this. But put on an H90 behind it. Next one. I don't know, that is fun. That is, of course, this one, and we can clearly hear that we hear 50-50. And that's why it's called Knife Drop. Now we don't have it monophonic because the synth is off, but we have up and down octaves happening. And the filter is still happening on top of the actual guitar and the octaves, in this case, behind the drive. Just way cool. Okay, let's get into what it does and how it works. We're going to go to the main preset here. We're going to turn this octave thing off for now. We're going to go post, turn drive off, turn synth off. Now it's only the filter on the actual guitar. Attack fast. Resonance up a little bit, but cut off all the way up so we don't really hear anything. A little bit more attack. Cut off down. Longer attack. So that is a non-distorted, it's barely distorted, signal, and it doesn't have a lot to filter, so it is more subtle. And just bring in an octave, upper octave. Or up and down. With some H90. That's extremely usable. Turn the octaves off. Okay, now we're gonna bring in the drive. So that's just a very distorted guitar with a bit of filtering, no synth or octave applied. Now we're going to add in the synth without the distortion, so you hear everything separately. Now we got 50-50. And now we got an I can't say upper octave. An octave. Or up and down. Octaves off. Let's go only to the synth. And we can of course now distort that. But bringing in the actual guitar sound, it makes it so much more playable. And you could even maybe do power chords and stuff. Because the synth takes a bit to come in, and then, you know, it only comes in on longer notes. Yeah, it's not for those parts. It really isn't. Let's see. Now the filter is before the distortion. Slightly different flavor, lots of resonance. I think you get the general idea of what this thing does, right? That's pretty much the general idea. And a lot more, but not so much more that you'd want to play a whole song with it. It's the inspiration for a riff that you then do with this. That's why you have 5 different presets, sadly not selectable on the pedal. You'll need some kind of outside periphery, like the Octave 3 from Barn 3. Thank you, Barn 3, for sending that over. Or, why is it crooked? A MIDI switch or some kind of other 2 or 3 button foot switch to access the presets. I think the kind of sounds that this generates, you could get with the H90 maybe, yeah? But also the H90 is, 3 times the price of this. And if that's all you need, and you want yellow, then that's the pedal to get. It's limited in terms of the musical things you can do with it, but it is so inspiring that whatever you do with it, you need it for it, if you know what I mean. So I think you could have a lot of fun for 2 or maybe 3 sections of songs here or there during your gig. Basing your whole career on the knife drop is probably going to annoy the living crap out of people, and don't do that. But along other pedals, creating synthy kind of sounds and not working with a keyboarder who's going to just eat and take space on the bus and mouth off, Why? For the, Tom Sawyer kind of rush sounds, or whatever Mr. White does with it. I don't know. I don't know the man. Sorry, Jack. Can't know everything. Look, if you were Hanson, that's different. Because that's, I know everything about Hanson. So, if Hanson ever gets a pedal, I know exactly what to do with it. I hope that showed you something. We'll put links below to Sweetwater, Andertons, and Thomann. Please use them if you want to support the channel. That really helps. Thank you, Eventide, for being really good friends and supporting what I do, even though I sometimes say bad things about stuff. I love you anyway. You make amazing stuff, and this is no exception. Thank you for watching, and animals at the end.
She died of an STD.